Hi everyone, it's Ben from Blue Marlin Marketing again, and today we're going to be bringing you another Google Chrome extension that we've been building. And in this one, we're actually going to show you how to build a password data bank basically. So somewhere that you could store passwords for yourself or for a client or something like that, and you can also be able to search through it to find certain certain passwords or logins for specific sites, that kind of thing. I will also be in another video showing you how you can actually go ahead and monetize something like this, because if you're going to actually sell this kind of software, this kind of service, we actually have to make sure that we are encrypting these passwords. But I'm just going to show you guys how to get the actual basic extension built and how it actually functions. And then next time I'll go more in depth in how to make this a paid application. And as always, the code that I'm going to use in this is going to be from ChatGPT, so you'll be able to see that and see my prompt, obviously. But if you want the prompt for yourself or just want to copy the same files, they'll be available in our Discord community. It'll be in the first link in our bio, or in our description. Sorry about that. So let me just get right into it. So here's kind of this whole first kind of prompt I started with, and I'll just go ahead and read this. Could you please create me a Google Chrome extension that works as an autofill for everything? So that's kind of how I started this. I wanted to be able to take this data bank of passwords or information that you're building up and actually be able to use it to autofill on sites or fill in stuff. I know that obviously if you're using Google already, it'll do some of that, but this is an even more basically in-depth system, and also allows you to check for what your passwords are. So it kind of has that also. I want this extension to store user information and be able to auto-complete logins for the user. There needs to be a window that opens when the extension icon is clicked. In this window, the user should have the option to enter in a website or application, so the name of whatever you're going to be putting in, so Facebook or Instagram or something along those lines. Along with the username or email, so whatever the login username is, and the password for the account. So there needs to be 3 boxes that the user can fill out with those 3 pieces of information. Also, there needs to be a button in the Enter Info window that allows the user to store the info they just entered. So they'll fill in those 3 things, and there's a button that actually initiates the save. Allows the user to store the information. There also needs to be a search feature that allows the user to request for an account, and the extension will return the username and the password for that website or application. Also, once the user has hit the store data button, the 3 sections that contain the user input should be cleared out so they can enter in new ones. And then please make sure that all of the information is stored correctly, and the extension has the ability to autofill on any site or application. So obviously there's going to be some exemptions to the rule where it will not always work. But really, if you know what specific things you want to do it for, or if you found sites that it doesn't work for, you can actually go ahead and error handle, put in the error messages you're getting, or create new prompt to be hey, it doesn't work with this site. Could we try and do something to get around it? But so yeah, there's more than one way to go about doing that. If you know specific sites, it's easier to make sure that it works for those ones or for those. But if you're finding that you're getting errors, you're having problems at filling on other sites, then obviously you could feed ChatGPT that information and say, hey, is there something that we can do to try and get around this, or can you edit the code so that it displays differently or saves it differently? There's all sorts of stuff. And please let me know if you have any comments or anything that you're experiencing when you're doing something like this. I can try and help answer any questions, anything like that also. But yeah, let me just keep going down here. So then please make sure all of the information is stored correctly. The extension is okay. Also, I haven't created any icons yet. So normally this will have a prompt for you to put in a couple images into the folder with all your code files. But if you don't have any, you can just tell it I don't have any yet. And just make it so it doesn't need any, and then it'll be fine. But if you don't tell that and you don't put in those images, extension won't run actually. Please also make it so when the user logs in any given spot, and if the application doesn't already have data for that site, I want it to store that login information. And then, very important part, please return all the files separately. Normally we'll do that anyway, but I like to specify. And then you'll go ahead and get something like this, like manifest, pop-up.js, and they won't always be named the exact same. And there may be more or less depending on like exactly what type of extension or if you're building this exact same one. But the naming doesn't really matter as long as they're saved in the right place and they reference each other correctly. But it's super simple thing. You'll just want to create a folder. Let me just go ahead and move this over here. You want to have just a folder that you can actually go ahead and save these files in. So I'm going to move that over. And the way you want to do that is really simple. You just go copy code, paste, sorry, wrong button. You go back in here, Control V, and then pretty simple, you just go File, Save As, and then you save it to this folder, but since I already have the manifest, I won't do that. But yeah, and then you'll just go ahead and do that for all of these, and just make sure that the names are correct. But yeah, so once we're done with that, we actually have all of these stored in that folder. We want to actually go back over to Chrome extensions, and you'll want to be in developer mode. If you're not, it's pretty easy. All you want to do is flip this little thing and game on. And then you'll go load unpacked, and you'll just select the, I have it saved here, and you'll select the like autofill everything, and then like that, you'll go select folder. But since I already have it in here, where is it? Oh, universal autofill. Since I already have it in here, I won't do that. And then let me just go ahead and show you. I'll just go on ChatGPT, show you kind of how this looks. So it's not the most beautiful application right now, but it's kind of just like practical use just for testing. And like I said, if you're going to be using this as like something that you're going to offer like as a service or sell or something like that, we'll need to I'll actually show you guys how to build this with some sort of encryption, so that it's not just like some storing your passwords and everything in plain text. So I wouldn't recommend using this for actually storing anything until you've taken those next steps. But it's good to see like, hey, how can I kind of organize this, that kind of thing. But obviously there's some applications where you're already like having them stored, so it's not a big deal. But like, let me just give you an example here. So what if I just type in Facebook like that? And obviously I won't put in my actual stuff. I'll just say like ben@ben.com. Just so you guys will be able to like see what this test looks like. I'll actually just call it, I've already done a few tests, so I'll just call it like test one like that. Ben, and then password, we'll just call it, let's call something like Ben10. Sure. Okay, so you kind of see that, right? Store data, credential saved. Perfect. See, it clears them all out. And now you saw that we like put in this name for that, and obviously whatever you want to like name your things, you could, like if you're doing Facebook, it makes more sense, or Instagram, or like some site, it makes more sense than having like test one when you search. But you can see, I mean, kind of easy. Just returns you the user or the email that's associated with that account and the password that's associated with that account. So with that information, like if you're struggling to log in somewhere, or like you're trying to log in, you keep trying to continue with Google, something like that, and you're not getting in, if you've gone ahead and stored that, you can actually be able to search for your stuff and like get a usable answer, and that may even like help you out like come up with the right password or like something like that. Also, if you like think that this is not correct or you've changed your password or something like that. But yeah, it's just kind of like a cool little way to save some of your information, search through your information, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so if you have anything else for me, any comments, questions, anything like that, feel free to leave them below. I'll answer them as soon as I can. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. That really, really helps us out. But yeah, everybody just have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.